Welcome to a slow, beginner-friendly lesson on what the cloud is and how to set up an AWS account, made for absolute beginners. The cloud section begins. Today we begin the Cloud Foundations section. Until now, every Python program you wrote ran on your own laptop. The files were local, the results were local, and only you could reach them. That changes today. We answer a simple question: what is the cloud, and why does it matter for a Python developer? We also create an Amazon Web Services account and learn the safety habits that protect it. This is the doorway to running your code on infrastructure that the whole world can reach. From local to global, look at where you are. You can write Python functions, store data in dictionaries, read and write files, and call web APIs. But all of that happened on your own machine. Only you could reach those programs. The cloud changes this. You write code, you upload it to a server that someone else owns, and that server runs your code on demand. Anyone you allow, a user, a customer, another program, can reach it. The code is the same Python you already know. What changes is where it runs. Your code leaves the laptop. Throughout this cloud section we will write small Python programs that talk to Amazon Web Services. To keep that work tidy, we create one project called Cloud Foundations. Inside it lives a package called Cloud_Foundations, with a check_AWS script that we will fill in over the next lessons. A tests folder holds our PyTest tests. This is the workspace structure we return to each lesson, so set it up once and keep it. A workspace for the cloud. Create the project with UV-init Cloud-Foundations, then move into the folder. We add one important dependency, Boto3. Boto3 is the Python library for talking to Amazon Web Services. We install it now even though we will not use it for a few lessons, so the project is ready. We also add PyTest as a development dependency because we will write tests later. Run uv-add boto3 and uv-add --dev pytest. Boto3 connects Python to AWS. Here is how we will run this project. Once the AWS command line tool is configured in the next lesson, we run the check AWS script with uv-run python-m cloud-foundations.check AWS. That module call imports the package and runs it as a program. To run the tests, we use uv-run pytest. For today, you do not need to run anything yet. We are just preparing the workspace. The real running begins once your AWS account and credentials are ready. We will run it soon. Until now, your Python ran on your own laptop. Everything lived on one machine. Today that world expands. One machine, one world. What is the cloud, really? Imagine your code needs a server. You could buy one, a physical machine that costs thousands, lives in a room you must cool and power, and breaks when you least expect. Or you could rent one. You open a browser, you ask for a server, and within seconds a machine owned by someone else starts running your code. You pay only for the minutes you use. When you are done, you stop paying. That is the cloud in one sentence: renting computers instead of buying them. A simple but powerful idea. Compare the two paths. The old way, called on premises, means buying a server for thousands, installing it in a room, paying for power and cooling, and hiring someone to fix it at 3 in the morning when it breaks. The cloud way means opening a browser, requesting a server, paying for the minutes you use, and walking away when done. The cloud does not remove complexity. It moves the complexity to someone else. Amazon handles the hardware. You handle the code. The old way was heavy. Picture two sides. On the left, your own server. You buy it, you maintain it, you fix it, and it sits idle when you are not using it. On the right, the cloud. You ask for a server when you need one, you use it for as long as you need, and you stop paying the moment you are done. The hardware is shared among many customers, but your data stays isolated and private. This on-demand, pay-as-you-go model is what makes the cloud powerful for beginners. You can experiment for pennies instead of investing thousands up front. Your server versus a rented one. Instead of buying a server, you rent one by the minute. That simple shift changes everything about how code runs. Pay only for what you use. The pricing model of the cloud is called pay-as-you-go. You do not buy a yearly contract. You do not pay up front. You pay for compute time, the seconds or minutes your code actually runs. If you start a server and stop it 10 minutes later, you pay for 10 minutes. If you run a function 1,000 times, you pay for 1,000 invocations. This is why a beginner can experiment for less than $1. But there is a catch, and we will discuss it openly in a moment. If you forget to stop a resource, the charges keep adding up. The pricing model is fair. There are 3 major cloud providers. Amazon Web Services, or AWS, is the largest. Microsoft Azure is second. Google Cloud Platform is third. They all offer the same core idea: rent servers by the minute, but the details differ. This course uses AWS for 3 reasons. It has the largest market share, so the skills transfer directly to most jobs. It has a generous free tier that lets beginners experiment for free. And it has the best Python support through a library called Boto 3, which you will install shortly. 3 giants, 1 choice. Amazon offers something called the free tier. It gives you a monthly allowance of free usage on many services, so you can learn without spending money. For Lambda, the service we focus on, you get 1 million free invocations every month and 400,000 gigabyte seconds of compute time. That is more than enough for learning. But the free tier is an allowance, not a blanket promise. If you leave a database running, or start a large server and forget it, you can incur real charges. The free tier renews each month, and it expires 1 year after you create your account on many services. Generous, but not unlimited. Amazon Web Services is the largest cloud provider. You create one account and reach servers all over the world. The largest provider. Stop and read this carefully. Amazon Web Services can cost you real money. The free tier is generous, 1 million free Lambda invocations per month, but it is not unlimited. If you leave a resource running, if you start a large server and forget to stop it, if you create a database and abandon it, charges accumulate against your credit card. This course is designed to stay within the free tier. We use Lambda, which has the most generous free allowance. And in the final lesson of this section, we clean up every resource we created. But the responsibility to monitor your bill is yours. Check your billing dashboard regularly while learning. Read this twice. Here is how to create your account. Go to aws.amazon.com and click Create an AWS account. Enter your email and a strong password. Choose the account type. Personal is fine for learning. You must enter a credit card. This is required even for the free tier, because Amazon needs to charge you if you exceed the free limits. Verify your phone number. Finally, choose the basic support plan. It is free and sufficient for this course. Do not choose a paid support plan. The whole process takes about 10 minutes. About 10 minutes of work. Amazon Web Services is divided into regions. A region is a physical cluster of data centers in a part of the world. US East 1 is in Virginia, on the east coast of the United States. EU West 1 is in Ireland. AP South 1 is in Mumbai. Each region is independent. Your data in one region does not automatically appear in another. For learning, use US East 1 as your default. It is the oldest region, it has every service, and most tutorials assume it. When you build something real later, choose the region closest to your users for lower latency. Location matters. A web console lets you manage everything from a browser. But with that power comes responsibility, and a cost. The control room. Once you sign in, you land on the management console, a web interface for everything in your account. It can feel overwhelming at first because there are over 200 services. Do not panic. You only need a handful for this course. The search bar at the top is your friend. Type the name of a service and press enter. The top right corner shows 2 important things, your current region, and your account name. We will come back to the console often, but for now just know that every service is reachable from this one page. Everything from one page. Of the 200 plus services, this course uses 4. Lambda is where your Python code runs on demand. IAM, Identity and Access Management, is where you manage users, roles, and permissions. CloudWatch is where your logs and monitoring live. And the billing dashboard shows what you are spending. To reach any of them, use the search bar at the top. Type Lambda, press enter, and you are there. Bookmark these 4 services in your mind. Everything else can wait. 4 services are enough. Before you do anything else in your new account, secure it. The email and password you signed up with is called the root account. It has complete power over everything, billing, data, deletion. If someone steals it, they can drain your credit card and destroy your work in minutes. So enable multi-factor authentication immediately. MFA means that even if someone has your password, they also need a code from your phone. Use an authenticator app like Authy or Google Authenticator, not SMS, which can be intercepted. This one step blocks the vast majority of attacks. Lock the front door first. Here is how to set up MFA. Click your account name in the top right corner. Choose Security Credentials. Click Assign MF a device. Choose Authenticator app, not SMS. A QR code appears. Scan it with an app like Authy or Google Authenticator. The app starts generating 6-digit codes that change every 30 seconds. Enter 2 consecutive codes to confirm the setup. Finally, you will see backup codes. Save them somewhere safe, like a password manager. If you lose your phone, those backup codes are your way back in. An authenticator app is best. Your AWS account is valuable. Strong passwords and multi-factor authentication are not optional. They are the baseline. Treat it like a bank account. From day one, build one habit: never share your credentials. Your password is yours alone. Never type it into a chat message, never put it in a Python script, never commit it to a Git repository. In the next lesson, we create access keys for the command line tool. Those keys are just as sensitive as your password. Anyone who has them can use your account and spend your money. Treat your AWS account like a bank account, because that is exactly what it is. We reinforce this habit in every lesson that follows. Never share, never commit. Quick self-check. Can you explain in one sentence what the cloud is? Can you name the 3 big providers and say which one we use? Can you state the free tier limits for Lambda? Can you say what MFA stands for and why it matters? If any feels shaky, rewatch the matching part. You do not need to memorize the console, just the core ideas and the safety habits. Those are what carry you into the next lessons. Say each out loud. Here is the cloud in one breath. Instead of buying a server, you rent one by the minute. You pay only for the time your code runs. Amazon Web Services is the largest provider and the one we use. The free tier gives you 1 million Lambda invocations per month, enough to learn without spending money. But the free tier is not unlimited, so monitor your billing. And from the very first day, secure your account with multi-factor authentication. Treat it like a bank account. One breath: rent, pay, secure. Next lesson, we connect your laptop to your AWS account. We install the AWS command line tool, create access keys in the console, and run AWS configure to store them. Then we run one command, AWS STS get caller identity, that proves the connection works. It is the hello world of the cloud. Once that command returns your account number, you are ready to deploy Python code. The doorway is open. The command line is next. If you want hands-on practice now, do these 5 steps. Create your AWS account. Enable MFA on the root account. Pick US East 1 as your region. Open the billing dashboard and bookmark it, you will check it often. Find Lambda in the search bar and open it, just to see the page. Do not create access keys yet. That is the next lesson, and doing it in the right order keeps your account safe. When these 5 steps are done, you are ready for the command line tool. 5 steps to get ready. Thanks for taking your first step into the cloud. Next, we connect your laptop to AWS with the command line tool. The doorway is open.